Okay, I believe we are live now. Hello, everybody. It's been a little while. It's been a little while since I've seen you. So we got some comments here. Hi, Layla. Good to see you. Already here. How are you doing today? I am doing great. It's Monday where I am, and it has been such a good day, and I am so happy. Just the best stuff happening. So today I was going to talk a little bit about ICN. It's the tournament organization that I do my competitions with. And the division that I keep doing is fit model, and fit model is evening gown or evening dress. You get dressed up really pretty in heels and get your hair done, and you go on stage and you do all these poses. It's very feminine. It's very nice. And oddly enough, this year I ended up on stage 4 times. I have been doing these competitions and just having such an enjoyable time with them. And okay, good. We got audio, we got visual, we're set. So I have had the wildest couple of weeks. I've wanted to make some YouTube videos, but just there's been so much happening. So I was at a fitness competition, and I have some medals here. So this is from ICN National League 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, I was at ICN National League, and I got this beautiful little award, and that was for being a fit model. And then very recently, I got this. This is from 2 days ago. This is from the ICN Korea Cup. So I am now the proud owner of 2 very recent medals. And if you can see behind me, there's another medal hanging on my bookshelf. So we've collected a few. And that's pretty exciting. Oh, lovely. Oh, hello. 안녕하세요. So thank you. Let's see. Layla says, congratulations to you. You really deserve it. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for saying so. I have had the best time this year. So I thought I would talk a little bit about what this year has been like. So far there have been a lot of competitions, a lot of experiences on stage. And this year, I honestly thought that my experience would be different. I thought I would be doing bikini competitions. I thought that I would get my body in a different condition and start doing that. But as it turns out, the evening gown kind of works really well. It kind of suits me really well. So I've had a lovely time doing that. And the reason that I ended up doing back-to-back competitions for ICN National League and ICN Korea Cup was I got invited back. For a couple months, I had been planning one tournament, and then all of a sudden, I got invited to do the one that I did a couple days ago. So I was just at home on a Wednesday, not even a week ago, and I got a call from the vice president of the ICN organization here in Korea, and she asked if I would come and compete again. And I thought, well, technically, yes, I can. Normally, between competitions, you want to wait until like you build a better body, until you get like cooler and awesomer. And I thought I haven't had time to like improve in any way, but it was still so wonderful to get more experience and to get up on the stage because I have big plans for next year. Next year, I really want to compete. I'm really serious about it. So that's pretty grand for me. And everyone, this is the Insta. I think most people know my Instagram, but there it is in case anyone needs it. This is fit_Lee, and you can see a lot more of my exercise and my other work over there, and my modeling, etc., etc. So the tournament experience so far has been fantastic. And in addition, because I've been with ICN so much, I've gotten to be really close friends. It's like a family, it's like a community. And if you can see behind me, there's a little, on the shelf, there's a little square. And that is like a certificate. It's an award for being kind of a PR person for ICN here in Korea, which is pretty exciting. That I was able to meet some lovely people at this bodybuilding organization and get to know them well enough that I'm kind of part of what they do. It's so nice being part of the ICN family. That makes me happy. And again, the reason that I like their organization is because ICN stands for I Compete Naturally. And it means that they do drug testing, that no one who's a part of these competitions is taking illegal drugs to grow their muscles bigger or anything. They do everything safely. So I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, that's a good question. How was your feeling when you got on stage? So I'll give two different answers. So my feeling when I got on stage 2 weeks ago at ICN National League, my feeling on stage 2 weeks ago was it was really, I felt very nervous because I went on stage with my friend who's a professional model. Like I model as a hobby, but my friend, like, she has been a career model for 10 years, and she was on stage, and she's just so amazing that of course I felt not as cool as her. Sorry, Rose, it's true. So anytime you compare yourself to other people, I think you feel a little nervous. But 2 days ago when I was on stage for this one, I was just happy. I was just thrilled. Nothing mattered because I was doing something I love. And I realized I love this. I love competing. I love being in the bodybuilding world. I love being on stage. And so I think for me to just lean into that, to understand that, hey, this is something I absolutely love. So that was it was a great medal. Okay, well, you can see both of them again. So this is medal from 2 weeks ago. This is medal from 2 days ago. And back there we have a medal from 3 months ago. I'm just never not on stage. And so the feelings that I had on stage were really really nervous the first time, but really good the second time. I think as time goes by, I think less of myself when I'm on stage. The first times you're on stage, you get so nervous and so self-focused. But then in the future, you think about it less. And you think about how you can give the audience a good time. Let's see. I truly deserve it. Thank you. So let's see. I think you got used to staying on stage. What do you think? Yes, definitely. By now, I think that I've done it so many times. And that's the good thing. That's the good thing. 6 months ago, before I'd done any competitions, I thought, how does anyone do it? How do women go up on stage in these super tall heels and pose around like that? The medals look heavy. Thank you. They are. Like, I don't know if you can, but yeah, like if you can get any kind of sense of how heavy this is. So the thing too is, on stage when they give you these, they put it on over your hair, and most of us girls are wearing these super long earrings, like ridiculously long earrings, and our hair is just all crazy. And so when the medal goes on, not only is it heavy, it's like, for a girl, it has to go on over all the hair and the jewelry, and it gets stuck. Oh, they have a killer monster. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. How many competitors were on stage at the same time? Well, this is something interesting. Now, see my hi. Um, they try to get as many people on stage as possible, but depending on the day, they don't always have a lot of competitors because bodybuilding fitness shows like this are very popular in Korea. So every weekend there's several shows. So what they would do is there's men's fit model, which is guys wearing suits, and the women's fit model is women wearing evening gowns. And sometimes there are other divisions, like in the first tournament I was in, there were 10 older ladies. There were 10 ladies who were over the age of 50. One was over the age of 70. And so they had senior models doing the evening gown competition. And they put the senior models on stage at the same time as the regular models and the guys so that we could have this nice full stage, even though we weren't competing against each other. Guys compete with guys, girls compete with girls, seniors compete with seniors. But it's like a party atmosphere when you put everybody on the stage. So I think there were a lot at that time. So the fit model tournament experience is better every time, I think, because like with anything in life, you get more as you get more experienced, your heart gets lighter. And I never would have thought that I could get used to, wearing 6-inch, 12 centimeter clear glass heels and a dress with a train and just jewelry everywhere and posing in front of the brightest lights imaginable and hundreds of cameras. I never thought I could get used to something like that. And yet it just goes to show that with enough time and practice, you can just get used to anything. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I've been getting into that. What do these competitions mean to you? Was life changing? That is a very good question. And this is interesting. What do the competitions mean to me? They mean I am walking in my purpose. And that may sound really grand and over the top. And yet, for some reason, I'm drawn to this. I'm drawn to exercising. I'm drawn to competing. And I believe it's part of what I'm supposed to be doing. I can't explain it any better than that, but I feel like this is what I need to be doing. And so every time I overcome my own fear and my own self-doubt and I go to a tournament, I meet beautiful people and I get to help other people and I get to grow my own confidence. And somehow I get the sense that in the future, some very important thing in my life will depend on me having done this. So yes, it is life-changing because it's hard and amazing and being brave enough to do what you think you ought to do, no matter how nervous you are. I think that's incredibly important. So thank you for that amazing question. It's good to examine thoughts like that. Let's see. So, what were the difficulties you faced while training and on the day of the competition? Wow. Thank you for that. So, one of the biggest difficulties I think was that recently I moved cities and I moved jobs, and moving takes so much time, so I couldn't train like I wanted to. And I couldn't practice posing because for competitions, you have to get your body a certain way, but you also have to move it in a certain way. And I hadn't practiced at all because I was so busy. And so I think that was a big difficulty, was not getting to build the body I wanted, not getting to practice the posing I wanted. But then to say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I promised my friend I would do this with her. I know if I go, I will be so glad I did. Because for ICN National League 2 weeks ago, for this little beauty here, I felt like I would cancel. I felt like I wouldn't go until like 3 days before. 3 days before I went, okay, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I look like. It doesn't matter how much I practice. I'm going to go. And that's why I think I'm the most proud of this one, maybe because it represents not giving up when you didn't think you were good enough. So, so happy for you. Thank you. And the second part of that question, the difficulties on the day of competition. As always, on the day of competition, there's different things in every place you go to. Like the stage is different. In some places, you have to climb up a lot of stairs because the stage is really high. And in this case, it was discovering that the stage was really shallow. Sometimes you have to walk a long way to the front and do your posing and walk back. But the place where we were, the stage was really shallow. So you had to kind of take small steps because there wasn't a runway to walk down. So realizing that every time you go to a new competition, then you, every time you go to a new competition, you get something totally different. And you just have to work with it. Let's see. Do you have 0% body fat? I think 0% body fat would be not possible. And let's see, goals for next year. Goals for next year is okay. 영사님 안녕하세요. Hi. Again, I'm always so scared to say my goals because what if I fail? But then, who cares? I'm going to do my best. My goal for next year is definitely bikini. It's what I was going to try to do this year. But slow and steady wins the race. So I absolutely must compete in bikini division next year. And I'm going to make a go for my pro card. I'm going to try my best for a pro card, and that might be way too much to expect in a rookie year. But pro card means that of all the people competing, like you got number one out of like all the weight divisions and all the height divisions and stuff. And it's possible if you're at a small enough competition. And pro cards are highly coveted and very difficult to get. And so I'm just going to do my best. I'm going to give it my all and put it out there, and do a lot more on YouTube too. Let's see. So as far as goals go, that's one athletically. And any plans for crossover competitions in other fitness areas? Yes, definitely. So I've got a few irons in the fire right now. There's some YouTubers I might collab with and do some other things. But definitely, I believe you'll be seeing me on other people's channels. You'll be seeing me trying other sports on my channel and on others. I think I really want to branch out. So next year, if you have anything that you can, anything you would like to suggest, I will be down for it. I will be open for it. Because there's so many interesting sports in the world, aren't there? There's CrossFit and swimming and hiking. And one of my new friends, she does aerial yoga, like the flying yoga with the cloths and things. So I think I'll be filming a fair bit of that. So that was, I want to understand the native language right away. Well, you are trying, you're learning and doing your best. So I appreciate that. What do you consider a fashion faux pas, like on stage or just in general? There's a lot of fashion faux pas in the world, but I think if you're confident, you can pull almost anything off. it's interesting on stage, like we all have our own unique looks. Like everyone's wearing a completely different outfit and we all make it work. In the gym too. In the gym too. Everybody's got their own fashion. I think when I go to fashion examples in my mind, I go to those things because I'm always in the gym or on stage. Let's see. I'm going to answer some of my own old questions. And one of them was, what's your favorite exercise right now? And I think my favorite exercise right now is still shoulders. Like I could work shoulders all day. And what's your least favorite exercise right now? It's got to be anything involving abs. I need to work so hard on core and abs, and I just, it's just not my favorite at the moment. So here we are talking about the ICN Fit model stuff, and I'm trying to recall that even as recently as May of this year, 5 months ago, I was terrified of setting foot on stage, and I didn't know if I could do it. And now, within 5 months, I've been on stage 4 times and got 3 medals, and just how quickly things change for the better, how quickly amazing things can come your way. So maybe that's a good thing to remember for everybody, is that when things start changing positively, it becomes a virtuous circle. Like better and better and better things happen. Let's see. Oh, even after competing in Korea, are there opportunities to compete in other countries ICN free? That's a good question. Yes. I'm actually internet friends with ICN people in other countries because, it's in more than 100 countries, I think. Especially ICN started in Australia, and I'm internet friends with some of the main guys running the Australian divisions. And if you get your pro card, you can often go and compete overseas. So actually, in a few weeks, a lot of the Korean athletes are going to Czech Republic to compete in Prague. And I'm excited about that. Oh my gosh, Alexandra, hi. I miss you. So everyone, Alexandra is one of my girls from back in my old city. She's in one of my videos about how to walk more. There's a scene where someone is moving my feet so that I can walk in my sleep. That's Alexandra. Oh my. Let's see. So I'm looking forward really to seeing if I can compete overseas next year or next year. I have no idea how much work it will take. I have no idea how hard it will be, but I know I want to do it, and the door will keep opening up. Let's see. Have you ever tried those workout combos in which you burn 1,000 calories? I think I've tried some 500 calorie burn workouts. That would be a fun challenge, going for the 1,000. Have any of you guys tried it? I think I would like that one. Let's see. Oh, there'll be a fireworks show in front of Yosu Night Sea, where I live this Saturday weekend. Many people will come. Oh, that's one of the great things about Korea, is we always have these amazing festivals. I currently live in Wonju, and Wonju had a ton of festivals recently, and I wasn't at any of them because I was in Seoul. It's funny how I moved to the city and I'm never here. I'm always in Seoul. But I know that's the way it is sometimes. So if you want to catch my gym adventures and Seoul adventures and everything else, you can look at thisisfit_Lee. That's where most of my photos are, modeling photos, etc. And so if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know, guys, what you're thinking. If you have done any stage competitions before. I I really think posing is the next thing. I know not a lot of people can relate to posing, but it's like an important part of what we do. And it has to look so precise, it has to look so good. And I really need to, I think, get some more posing lessons from my friend Tina. Tina is amazing. She's so talented. Did I tell you guys, Tina, she got third place in this giant tournament. It's like no joke. It's like 100 girls competing, and she came so close to getting her pro card. She will next year. She will next year. Let's see, Lee, what advice do you have for people who want to do something they're talented at, but they feel afraid to go ahead for it? Oh, I feel you. I would say just go for it. The things that you're talented at, or the things that you love or are drawn to, it's for a reason. Those things are in your heart for a reason. It's no accident, and you must go for it, no matter how scared you are. You have to. Have you been to Salt Mountain? Salt Mountain. Is that a real place? Like I know, something I know you like salt. I have been drinking my salt in my water every day. Everyone, I had a low salt recently. Let's see, Wonju accent is similar to North Korean accent. Is it really? I think even in Wonju, I've met so few people that are from here. Everyone I've met who lives here is from somewhere else. So I don't think I've even heard the Wonju accent. Lee, I'm terrible at posing. You know, it's hard enough. It's hard enough posing for photos just in the mirror, or posing for photos with your friends. But on stage is so hard. It's so hard. Wonju Sogumsan. Jinja Sogumsan. Okay, no, I haven't been there. You must take me there and teach me how to walk there. Let's see. Any advice for being on stage for anyone who might have stage fright for any occasions? Okay, thank you. That's a great one. Because I am a very brave person and very outgoing, and I was still scared. So I would say some advice for stage fright for all occasions is remember that even though you're on stage, the people in the audience aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are. I mean, consider your own self when you go and listen to a speaker or you go to a concert or whatever. You're thinking about your own problems. So if it helps at all, remembering that when you're on stage, you feel like every eye is on you, and they're not. They all have different things that they are thinking about. The Would you have a what I eat for a day video? Yes, I have one. It's on one of my recent playlists I made in the last month. It's what I eat in a day as a fitness model. So you can check out what I get to eat in a day. Do you get to know a lot of people because of your competition? I do. And I think that's my favorite part of it. There are people that I could never meet unless I was doing this. There are people that you just don't have access to unless you're in the fitness world. And they're so sweet. And again, that's one of the reasons that I like ICN is because they are especially kind and innocent and selfless, if you can imagine. The like, for example, one of the female judges, a few months ago when I didn't know posing, she took 4 hours out of her weekend and just drove me somewhere where she could teach me how to pose. Didn't charge, no money. She just gave her time because she cared about me. Was so sweet, and they're all like that. So I am so happy to get to know the ICM people, especially here in Korea. They are so giving and so thoughtful. Let's see, what's your guilty pleasure in terms of food? Guilty pleasure. Oh, I'm trying to think. It's probably like in Korea we have right now I'm drinking low calorie hot chocolate. In Korea, we have something called mixed coffee. Evan, you know what I'm talking about, mixed coffee. And it's very sugary coffee mix. And I could just drink those all day long. And I think that's one I go for. Let's see. Do you speak any other languages besides English and Korean? Let's see. I am studying Mandarin. I'm studying Mandarin. Let's see. 我是美国人. I am an American. 我是老师. I am a teacher. I I'm not good. I'm not good at Mandarin yet. I've only been taking lessons for a month, but I intend to learn how to speak Mandarin Chinese. 很高兴认识你. Nice to meet you. It is. Chinese is really difficult. And yet I feel like I should learn it. I'm excited. Well, it's I think most people give up on learning Chinese because it is quite difficult. But I've been pleased. I feel like I can learn it. Is my pronunciation good? I don't know. See, mixed coffee, definitely not the healthiest choice, but it's so good and simple. I know. It's one of my former trainers was really shocked when he learned how much mixed coffee I drank. I was like, I'm sorry, but it's so tasty and it's right there. So I would eat that a lot. No, the mixed coffee. I think for me my guilty pleasure eats are usually sugar. I really like sweet things. So it's part of my life that I have to work with the desire to eat sweet things constantly. So I think you're the person who can make the most friends and get to know people easy. You have the most pure heart in the world. Oh, thank you. There's just a blessing on my life. There's just so much good in my life. And everywhere I go, I meet the loveliest people, even on the internet. So that's you, Layla. I haven't met you in person, but I get to know the sweetest and best people. And that's something. Another reason to go through with things that are scary for you, another reason to overcome stage fright and just keep going is because there are people waiting to meet you on the other side of the difficult thing that is scary for you. There's people that are waiting to see you. There's a best friend. There's a perfect person that you absolutely must talk to, and they are waiting for you at the thing you don't want to do because you're scared of it. Let's see. When I go to the company, I drink 2 or 3 cups of mixed coffee a day. I know, right? It's so easy. And everyone, since mixed coffee is so popular in Korea, all offices have it. Like if you work at a school or you work at a company, no matter where you work, they will have these little plastic sticks of mixed coffee, and it will be available to you constantly and tempting you constantly. I think that's one advantage of the place I work now is that we don't really have snacks in the office. Like I can just pack my own lunch. But everywhere else I've worked in Korea before, there were always office snacks. Always. There's office snacks on the table. And that's really hard when you're on a competition diet. And then if there was ever a birthday or a special day, people would bring in duck. And duck is like this sticky rice cake stuff. So there was always extra food to have to not eat in the offices. Let's see. Do you feel any physical discomforts when you go through sudden diet and water intake changes? I know you're being most careful now, but it's still a big change for the average person. That's a good question. Thank you. Physical discomforts, yes. So before I go on stage, anytime I go on stage, I usually stop eating about 24 hours before, and I usually stop water, except for I do take a few sips of water just to make sure, my throat doesn't completely dry out. But I usually stop water about 20 or 24 hours before. So it's uncomfortable because, your body's used to having food. And like I said, it's only a day. And, plenty of people go without food for a day. It's not dangerous for you, but it is like, it doesn't feel good, but it gives you like the look on stage. It gives you the look on stage that you need. Let's see. And the kind of dieting and the kind of water intake that I do is a lot for the average person, which is so funny. Like, because I think of myself as just super normal, and then when I talk about what I eat and drink, it doesn't sound normal at all. One of the best things in my life is that I've met you. I hope I can meet you in person one day. Me too. It's only a matter of time before I get to visit the Middle East. Maybe you can come here, but even if you don't, I will see about coming to Saudi Arabia, to the Middle East, and see. I physically can't drink 4 liters of water a day, even when I really tried. So everyone, one thing I'm famous for, if you check the link in the description, I've got a WhatsApp group for fitness, for keeping track of your fitness. And I am famous for drinking 4 liters of water a day. I don't know what that is in gallons, but it's a lot. And so I managed to do this by putting some little Crystal Light flavor packets in my water. But still, it's a lot. It's a lot on the body to drink 4 liters of water, but it really helps when I do photo shoots. So mixed coffee is like your go-go juice. Yes, it is. It's very hard to resist. Mixed coffee is the good stuff. Let's see. When I was young, I had a friend named Jenny who had an American father and a Korean mother, and I never heard her because she was good at English and Korean. I know, right? Like we envy the people who are multilingual, and but I grew up only speaking English. Korean is my second language, and I didn't learn that until I was an adult. I didn't learn that until I moved to Korea. So I feel like it's never too late. It's harder to learn a language when you're older, but I did it, and I'm learning my third. I'm learning Mandarin right now. I never choose easy languages. It's always like totally different from English. Let's see. Stop eating food and drinking water for many hours, maybe feel exhausted before the competition. I'm wondering about it. Yes, I think when you and yet for me, I'm doing a mild version because I've only done evening gown competition so far. Like especially the men, the guys who are doing bodybuilding, they have like a lot of the guys will cut salt. They will cut sodium. They'll stop eating salt like a week before, and they'll do a few no carb days, like no carbohydrates, just protein and veg, and a few days like that leading up to the competition. And then they will eat a lot of carbs the day before competition to get their muscles kind of like puffed and pumped. And so other people are doing a much more extreme version. Other people are doing things way harder than me. So, even if I get tired or feel a little uncomfortable on stage after stopping eating and stopping drinking, other athletes are undergoing something way harder. So I think that helps me too, knowing. And one of the interesting things, one of the odd or unusual things that I think no one knows about bodybuilding tournaments is that, we're all wearing fake tan, even though most of us go and get tanned. We're all also wearing spray tans or cream tan that's been rubbed on us. And there is a tan smell. There's a certain way that it smells. And so if you go to a bodybuilding competition, you can never escape that liquid tan smell. And also it gets on everything. They put plastic wrap all over the walls, everywhere in these tournament facilities, but you almost always end up with a little tan like on your, I think I've still got, my hands are slightly stained from applying my own tan. So that's a one competition fact that no one knows. And another great thing is that if you ever start going to tournaments, you keep running into the same people. You keep meeting the best people over and over again. Let's see. So we got some questions. Are you going to continue to live in Korea? Yes, I'm from America. I've been living in Korea many years. It is my intention to live in Korea the rest of my life. I feel called. I feel led to live here. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So, no, I'm going to be in Korea. The marriage question. So, my YouTube mentor told me that I can't answer any marriage questions specifically anymore. I think I'm not even supposed to say what kind of guys I'm interested in. I'm supposed to just not discuss that topic. I think I guess my YouTube mentor thinks it's a controversial topic, perhaps. But I will say I'm not married now, and I would like to get married, and I would like to live in Korea. Okay, not married. I would like to get married. I would like to live here. Those are the things I can say. Oh my goodness, it is Kavinu. Kavinu, I miss you. You are so sweet. Are you doing well, darling? Are you? So everyone, Kavinu is a child. He's and the most wonderful child I know. Let's see. Let's see. I don't think I could go through that level of dieting and go on stage and be engaging with people. Keep smiling. You rock. Thank you. That's the hardest thing, is that you have to be like, oh, I'm so happy, you know. And I think that's, for me, that's why like fitness competitions can be a way to be selfless, because everyone is suffering a little bit. Everyone there is hurting a little bit because they're thirsty and hungry, but we're all smiling and we're all showing up for each other. And so I think it's kind of sweet. Let's see. Do you also do body oil or highlighter? I don't do oil, but some people do. And if you put on oil over your tan, the important thing is to use the oil as a highlight. If you just put oil over everything, it doesn't look good on stage. It just makes the whole body look puffy. So the key is to get your tan and then use oil to highlight certain places. That way you look three-dimensional. I missed you too, sis. Oh, let's see. I have to admit that the competition, posing and being on stage that day, was a huge challenge for you, but you really did it perfectly. Thank you. You're so sweet. And I appreciate that you're there with me in heart. I feel that. I do. Let's see. I really like how you acknowledge the help staff and everybody who are not athletes too. Precious stage people deserve all the recognitions too. Thank you. It's it's not less difficult, and we couldn't do any of it without them. And it's all they're all providing us with a way to pursue excellence. We are, those of us who compete, we're trying to become the best version of ourselves. We're trying to work very hard, in the same way like an art exhibition. If I was a painter and I worked really hard and I made 10 paintings and I displayed them somewhere, this is the same thing. We've worked really hard and we need a space to show the work, and we can't do it without help. And the people who run the events, the people in charge and the people backstage and the judges are just all equally fantastic. So I am really pleased that I've gotten to be with them. So let's see, everybody, let's take another 2 or 3 minutes. Let's get in some last questions. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm trying to think, were there other things I wanted to mention? And this is something just interesting, is that before you go on stage, in addition to everything else, you should do something called pumping. And that means like lifting little weights to get your muscles, looking, tighter, looking more impressive and interesting. And So for these tournaments, I keep bringing little dumbbells with me, but then they're impossible to carry around. They're just too heavy to carry. And so I'm walking around like the most awkward creature in the universe. I'm like wearing a dress and lugging a little suitcase and got these little weights, and it's just it's an impossible situation. So it gets really, really awkward really, really fast. Let's see. What was it? Every defeat has a victory. That's a good epithet for the topic of the live today. Oh, that's a good one. Every defeat has a victory. That's right. Even when you feel defeated. Let's say thank you, Lee. How sweet. Let's see. Hello, Lee. How are you doing today? Happy to see you. Hello, Pallavi, dear. I'm doing so well. I am full of medals and excited and happy to be here. Let's see. I would like to know the color of the dress you wear. Or do you choose, or does someone else? So I choose my dresses. So my first competition dress was gold, and I liked it because it looked kind of princessy. And second competition dress was green because green is my color. And the third one was red. And the first two dresses I wore, I rented them, I borrowed them, I wore them and gave them back. But the third one, I have a Russian dressmaker called Oksana, and I got her to make a dress for me. So the red dress is mine, which is why I wore it 2 weekends in a row. And I choose my colors. And I choose colors that match me. So the gold and emerald green and the red, they work for me. So it says, congratulations, Lee. Thank you, Kavinu. Okay, everybody. So last comments, last questions. Let's be getting them in. Let's see. What are your plans for the medals for display? Well, so I've just been hanging them on the bookshelf behind me with the teacups. I don't know if you can see, but my first medal that I got in Busan is just hanging from the bookshelf with the teacups. So these guys have also just, they've been on the bookshelf. And eventually there's going to be too many medals, and the shelf is just going to keel over. I don't know what I'll do then. Glad to join, Lee, and I will see you. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for coming. It was a good discussion, and I will have another live in 2 days. Next live will be with my friend Mike from Mike's English Lab. I will be doing an interview with Mike about his life as a YouTuber in Korea, and also about his career in martial arts. He does jujitsu and other cool martial arts. So please be looking forward to my interview with my buddy Mike. And please also check out the Instagram. This is fit_Lee. And I appreciate everyone. The gold medal, yes. And you're amazing. Thank you. And goodbye, everybody. I will see you in a couple days with the Mike interview.